we came back home to express our dissatisfaction being a members of this great party from the scratch, and where our motto is justice. If justice is lost anywhere, we can find justice here. Mr. Chairman, we have undergone so many kind of engagements when it comes to this level, but what happened today, I can call it, I have never experienced it before. And fortunately for me, I started this responsibility very early. As a secretary, I represent my chairman to meet him since 1999, being him, I have been a kind of deficiency in understanding what is going on here. And not even taking the national presiding officers in choosing who will be a minority leader, because we have been in minority for a very long time. They'll call us and tell us this is where we're heading to, and then we're not saying no, but at least for the sake of information, this is our deal, this is what has come to us as opposition, and then this is what we are doing. And when we intend to get marriage of understanding with Obasanjo, at then of having a coalition government, the then national chairman late, May Soros and Mahmoud Waziri, when he's vacating the seat, we're invited from the state. And we are informed that this is what's going on, and this is what the president has offered to us, being us a Nigerians. And our first place of call is Nigeria, not party, because Nigeria had been existed without APP, without PDP, and without AD, and Nigeria's continue. So now the president invited us to go and join his government, and we discussed at the working committee, so that's why we call you in the ledger to inform you. And these are informed, and then we okay, everybody was involved. So, Mr. Chairman, what happened these days, I have never heard of it before. Even during the so-called, they're looking at Obasanjo not a kind of a democrat, as a military man. It doesn't happen, you know, more than I do. So, Mr. Chairman, we came to present our letter to you and also tell this honorable house as the leaders that we are not satisfied with the arrangements, and what we're expecting from you people is to give us a fair play. At least, if nothing, to mention that particular item is zoned, and anybody in that particular zone can participate. Or, if you want to do justice and fairness as a party, to look at where do you have opportunities and where do you have your own people. Your own people is going to be top, is in this area. And I have no apology to anyone. Your own people as a party who decide to maintain you as a party is from this where we came from. So, Mr. Chairman, we have been in this game and we understand it very well. And it's about the dialogue. We are saying that party supremacy, yes. And we are looking at, we won the election of 2023. So the next election is when? 2027. And depend on how we play the cards. Mr. Chairman, we know each and every success came from God. But God don't do things. There's one what you told me. When we were struggling to get some posts, I said, but let's go. God, he said, no, God don't do things like that. But maybe when you come to this, you tell them what you tell me, that God can do. Mr. Chairman, we from this axis, we strongly believe that we have done our best despite the whole challenges. Everyone has done his best, but we do more. I mentioned to some like minds that said, look, APC was empowered today by the grace of God. It's only God, Almighty God, decide that APC will remain in power. Not because of our policy as government, and not because we have reached to a level that we have done extremely well because of some certain problems that we met along our journey for 8 years, ranging from the secrets of the president, ranging from the economy issue, tabla, and so many things that lead us to perform as expected. And one another thing is people from this angle, this end, I mean total northern Nigeria, they had believed Buhari is a mighty Messiah. That's why they came blindly and pick us without even any condition or to anything. Because they thought Buhari was a kumpa. When thing happen, you just say do it, it will happen. That's their thought. But despite the fact that many things have happened along the line, they maintained the relationship, they maintained the love, and they have given excuses, more especially in 2015. They still come out and picked him and elect him as president. And as it was now, we know we have suffered so many challenges, but still, people shows a goodwill. And from that end, they did not disappoint their man, that's President Muhammadu Buhari, and others that who are with him in the respective states. Our result shows that the president-elect got 63.4% from total northern Nigeria. Where he came from the south, he got 36.46%. Atiku from northern Nigeria, he got 68.8% of his total vote. And he got from southern Nigeria 33.2%. If there are any people who can say we own APC, we own the president-elect, is northern Nigeria. Without undermining any part of the country, they have given their best, and we can understand their situation. But justice needs to be done. Justice needs to be done. We all know the tabulation. We know what it is. And we shouldn't be blind. The power of anyone is not absolute. It's only power of God that is absolute. If you say the power, there be no throne that is permanent, but God's throne is the only one that is permanent. Because it's no beginning, has no end. We all believe it in the Bible and the Quran and respectively. So therefore, we shouldn't look at these 4 years, it's going to be like 20 years. It's 4 years old, 1,000 some days. And then we are going back to next election. We are going back to next election. We should underline that we're elected and we're going to be looking for another election. So whatever decision you are going to take, you should take that. But don't say, I'm expecting any one of you. You have built a repute that I can look at the president and say, President, sir. No, I expect all of you to do that. I've been doing that before I became where I am. I sit down with my governor and tell him, Governor, no. Because I know that thing is going. As a secretary, I look at, you know, the power of governor of those days in 1999. It's not the power of this governor of today's. Governor of 1999, I can look at it and say, no, sir. Why? I said, no, sir. The other people, they say, I know. I said, no, sir. Because I see him, he's going to teach. So please, we're expecting you as a prince of the work with the president. You can look at this way and say, sir, don't go there because there's X1. You can explain. It's self-explanatory. There's no need, you didn't need rocket science to explain why you can depend this, what we're trying to do, is for the betterment of APC, for the betterment of the president. Either came from that end. The other people also, they have their own reason that this thing, they need to be there for them. It's all about dialoguing and communicating to others and negotiation and come to the resolve that everyone will agree instead of to go and have a rental house and have a smooth take-up, not to have to destabilize ourselves, to have past bad experiences. So, Mr. Chairman, I spoke for myself, and I believe other colleagues will spoke one by one, and we are expecting that you give us at least a fair play. Now, if you look at the calculation of what we have in the Senate, it's not imagined that you can play with. If net care is not taken, we play the way we want to go. We said, okay, assuming all of us say, no, okay, it's okay. And what was presented is not acceptable. And the opposition do the nomination, and they have their way. There's going to be another wahala for us. So, Mr. Chairman, we're not undermining what we're doing, but we're doing this for the sake of this party to grow, and we're doing for the best interest of the president. Because as where we are talking today, if we from this side take another decision, it's not be good for all of us. We become history. So we don't want that to happen. And only that if we do justice, that will protect that from happening. But we all take our pens today. I think today is 10th or 11th. 11th of this month. Take your pen and write it. Anything on the contrary, wallahi, the Northern Nigeria will take another decision against APC. And that will be bad. Thank you very much.
We need to live as people who have worked together for many years. And in doing this, vote does not count on what you get most times. The enmity does not count on what you are given. The President, Vice President of America, the lady Kamala Harris, used to abuse President Biden. They were opponents. They were not the same. But today, they have found themselves in the same boat. They are living peacefully. They are showing maturity. So what does the President Obasanjo became president without other Nigerians, with other Nigerians vote, except his constituency. I was with him the day that vote was voted in Abeokuta. So vote is not a measurement. What you did not do today, you can do it tomorrow. We had a hurricane in our zone. Nobody could have stopped. President Buhari had 29.9% in Abia in 2019. And he had 68.7% in Abia non-senatorial district. Why he's still very proud of what we did to him. So vote must not be the count. We need one another. The binding of one another is more important than vote cast. Vote cast is, yes, the party have won. The party need peace. The party need everybody on board. Those that did not vote for the party today can vote for the party tomorrow if we are properly aligned. So it is not an issue that we can only count our success by vote. After all, also in our zone, we have made progress. Before, we used to be only 2 or 3 senators. Today, we have about 6 or 7 senators from APC. So it's not a fade, it's not a setback for the party. What happened is that there was a presidential candidate from the Southeast and entire people of the area. Because if election is taken, it's not only in Southeast that this thing happened, that every part of the country had problem of the voting. So I want to appeal to the National Working Committee that calling every part of the country and giving them a pile of the cake makes the country safe, make people to know they are Nigerians. And I have been with the call for Nigeria for over 40 years in my life. I started doing politics. So I am not saying the northern Nigeria did not vote. There was a time that it was the eastern Nigeria that were voting for other party. I've been in National Assembly. I was member of House of Representatives in 1992. under NRC. I was two-time governor of Abia State under PDP. I've never been any governor of any other thing and myself and the national chairman, we were in the same party, and we piloted the affair of unity of the country, which is more important. We have had votes where the president of Nigeria lost all his zone. He was still made the president of Nigeria. Nobody discriminated, even lost where he voted. He was still made the president of Nigeria. Nobody discriminated against him. These things come. It's not a rocket science. Winning is not, being a brother's keeper is more important than winning. I appeal to you people that you must seek something reasonably and valuable to the Southeast. And we are going to rebuild the party. The most important thing is starting earlier, like my colleague said. Starting earlier. 3 years is like 3 days. This party will be going back for election in the next few years, and give us opportunity to rebuild the party for this great party. And I'm not saying you people have done what you have done does not look very nice by putting people's name, personally people's name. It's undemocratic. It's against the constitutional right of three of us sitting down here. Section 51 of the Constitution do not say this for the National Assembly. So we are going to challenge it. We are going to say, no, I'm a party man. I'm a believer of the party. And this is only why I came with three of them. One colleague is not here, because I have never disobeyed this party. This is first time we are going to say no to what the party says. They were not going to do this in the floor of the Senate. So this is not acceptable to us. I will not want to do it. I will not want to disrespect the party. So it's earlier enough that we have 19, 18 days to go. It will be better that the party goes back to drawing board and redraw and call us for a meeting for consultation and rezone, publish and everything, and not by name, because you zone by zone. You don't zone by name. It contradicts all this section of the Constitution I've called you section 51 in terms of Senate, and section 51B in terms of House of Representatives. So it will not be right for our party, being a very big national party, to be doing what will be unconstitutional. We want you people to do what Constitution will be agreement with you. So please, you people should go for further consultation and know the direction this party will go, so that we can have peace in the country. Country is built in tripods. If you have Hausa, you have Yoruba, you have Igbo. So you should remember to be able to consider. We must not vote. There was a time that zone was giving PDP all their votes to be president. And today it's not happening. So we might be APC tomorrow. After all, we have also made progress from one governor to two governors, from 2 senators to 6 senators. It's just that we did not vote in the presidential election, and people know why. And people are taking advantage of that. It will not be good, and it will not look nice. And when we say we are building a national cohesion that will deliver this party in nearby future, that it's not right to do things, I feel, and we will feel, that will not cohere very well with the stance of our party. Please, you both should think. There will be no need on 13th of June, we will start disobeying the party in the Senate floor. It will be good in agreement. I'm happy the national chairman, the deputy national chairman, the national secretary, all of you are senators. They can promise you everything, and you know we are going to do secret ballot in the Senate. We will vote according to our conscience. You people have done it before, and we will do what you people have done in the past. We will do it again. So it is better we settle properly as 59 senators of the APC, and we settle, the opposition have 50. The difference is not much. If you count 3 of us out, or even 4 of us, the deputy, Osita will be here. You can't fight for someone out. You are losing votes already. And we have capability of buying more from every other side. That is the truth. From the opposition or from our party. Yes, of course, it's possible. So I want the National Working Committee to please be as wise as my grandmother. My grandmother was a very wise woman, and you people should be as wise as my grandmother. You are a governor, you are national secretary of party, chairman of state party, everything you have been. So it will not be right for us. There are 3 laws here now. I'm giving you 3 laws. I'm giving you 3 laws. The law of maintaining, protecting all of us, so we can protect the NWC. Protecting you means we do what you want us to do, and you will ask us to do what you want us to do. It's just on 2 ways. But when we disobey you, it's not going to sound very well, because I've never disobeyed the party. I'm a party man. I do everything the party asks us to do. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and may God bless the NWC.
Whenever we see anything that is not right, it is only fair, if we are good followers, to bring it to the table. And when they said the national chairman is inviting us for this, I agreed. I am standing here in my own honor as a distinguished senator who is also aspiring. And also, I'm here double to speak in respect of my distinguished colleagues, senators-elect from the North Central geopolitical zone of this country. If we will recall, not too long ago, I'm very conscious of the fact that a man does not seek to have his integrity until when he displays what integrity means. I stood before the National Assembly Press Corps and said, I want to aspire for the leadership of the Senate, but with a caveat. And what did I say that day? I said, looking at the secularity of this country, and looking at the permutation we took risk at doing, and it fermented, and we were successful, there are certain times we should not push our luck. And I said, if we have a competent, distinguished senator-elect from anywhere, that is, because we have a president Muslim, we have a vice president Muslim, number 1, 2, at least the 3rd person should be a Christian. I did not refer to any zone, but I said, as a distinguished elected senator, be it as it is, I keep on that, and I still remain on that. As we are going, I had expected that the party will look at those who are very few. Just, I think, 4 of us or 5 of us declared interest. And I thought, in the wisdom of the party, they will invite just those 5 of us, which you can manage. If you can manage us like this after a proposed decision have been reached, it will have been much easier if you sit us before that proposed decision is issued and said, there can only be one leader, and we all belong there, and we are first among equals. The party didn't do that. The NWC had a meeting with Mr. President. I respect Mr. President. He's a dogged politician. President-elect, sorry, Mr. President-elect, I take that correction, sir. Mr. President-elect is a politician. He knows it, and he knows every inch of it. And we are practicing democracy. And democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people. We have said this several times before now, that if we are to move forward in this country, we need to make some changes. The status quo cannot stand. And still, what we are complaining about, especially where we are talking about internal democracy, because even the issue of National Assembly is an issue of internal democracy. If we do not allow internal democracy to prosper, how do you expect it will prosper in the wider scope and in the context of Nigeria? I'm not beclouded by ambition, but I'm beclouded by the fact that certain principles or certain ethics that we want to lay, we are the ones saying it, and we don't act it. Are we building a nation where I, or my children, or my grandchildren will come to be proud of? If I will say something today, and then tomorrow I will go back to the same place and say something different? I stand by my principles. That can be corrected. My senior colleagues, by virtue of politics, they are ahead of me. And age. Maybe you. We may be in the same, or maybe I'll be older than him. Yes. So, they have spoken, and they have spoken their minds, and I have spoken my mind. The good thing to do about this, if I go to the second issue as the leader of North Central, I will then end up and sum it up with why I feel I should come before you people to express my feelings. We had a caucus meeting before and after the decision was taken. Before the decision was taken, when I was going to the press, I did not go to the press at National Assembly on my own. We took a decision. I told them my ambition, and the caucus agreed to it. Lead us, and if any office comes to North Central, it's going to go to you. And there and then, we agreed that we should make our intention known to Nigerians and to the elected senators so that they know what we want. Initially, we said, can we go for the Senate presidency? And I said, I have made a statement. And if we are really talking about the secularity of this country, then we should stand on that. And we stood on that, and we said the deputy Senate president. Now, after we've done that, we've started going out, we've started talking with our colleagues. We were hearing it as a rumors, not until my brother came on air, and that gave us a blow. We have always been the victims, North Central. And when you look at the permutation, if you are looking at rewards, every democracy comes with it. And you talk of building a coalition that will be strong. The moment you said you center that structure of who are who, that structure will be very effective. We should make it's an institution. Our geographical settings have become like institutions. Because if you bring it to North Central and you decide that I'm not giving Niger, I will give Kwara, the man in Niger will not shout because you have already set it. But a situation where it is not done that way, and because of the mutual respect and the kind of integrity you look at your leaders at it, and you said, let me accept. You said, injustice to one is injustice to all. I will have respected my brothers from the Northwest who stood against this system and helped the leadership by saying this, from the tradition, what we've been doing from 1999 to date, I have seen a situation where one zone has the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the National Security Advisor, the Chief of Staff to the President of the Senate. The roof didn't come down. This who we have, Deputy Senate President, is taken away. We will abide by the party, but the party have to put in mind that it's a voluntary thing we are doing. It's voluntary. Membership of the party is voluntary. But my principles and our principles are not voluntary. It's what we have built. And we can stand by that. We have 6 geopolitical zones. The president is from Southwest. We have Vice President from Northeast. We have the office of Deputy Senate, President of the Senate, Deputy Senate President, Speaker, and Deputy Speaker. It is only fair. With 4 geopolitical zones, you throw. If you say you don't want to even do any permutation based on the fact that it is all an in-house thing, it's a family affair, put it in the basket like what FIFA used to do, and let you leaders pick one and you open. And you said this is anarchic justice. Anything short of that, I think we have been shortchanged. You can have all the ministers who are talking about politics. I'm going to go back to my people and they will ask me when they did not. I saw even what happened yesterday. When people are calling, who is talking for us? Who is talking about this in a governor from Ondo talking about it? Where are our leaders?
We are happy to receive you, to come and express your displeasure for what the world was giving. Take us what we have done. As chairman of the APC and member of the National Committee, we take responsibility. As chair, I take responsibility for what has gone on air. I don't have to share with you how what you heard got to be heard. I take absolute responsibility for it. And in that spirit, I welcome you to this office on behalf of my colleagues. Yesterday, we received members of the lower chamber who are those contesting for the speakership for the lower chamber. And we had virtually similar pronouncements from them, similar words of disagreement from them. What we will not do today with what we have received from you is to start or to open any discussions with you at this sitting as to how what you had got to be what was to be had. I hope I'm communicating. Yes, we had no sufficient or adequate consultation with you who are contesting who have shown interest to contest. And it is simple primary principle of democracy that you consult and get the opinion, the views of people as much as possible. But the circumstances that we found ourselves in after the elections frustrated our desire to have time to consult. And by the grace of God, when he comes back, we will go back to the drawing board and put our heads together again and see what we will get. I cannot preempt that meeting. I'll wait until we do hold that meeting with Mr. President-elect, the same team that we had the first meetings with. If we need to enrich or enlarge the committee, we will do so that we will be better informed through contributions that will be made. And don't go tomorrow and say, I tell you we made mistakes. My friends, I say, as human beings, we can make mistakes. So if we find in the course of our further and better consultation, there are mistakes that need to be looked at, we will look at them. I will not be ashamed of doing so. And I'm sure the President-elect and other members of that committee that sat will not be ashamed of looking at them again. The important thing is the spirit of party must be kept alive the best we can. We've just come out of election. The whole country is looking towards us. We're just counting down to inauguration on the 29th of this month. Let us not allow anything to divert our attention. Our eyes must stay on the ball. This we'll try to do. But in doing so, we must make sure justice is done. Justice is done. We will ensure the best we can as human beings that we do deliver justice to all and sundry. On the issue of the North Central, I'm a bit tongue-tied talking about North Central because I'm talking about myself. I don't want to go out and tell you what we did during meetings and what have you, what opinions about but what one thing remains. Your argument extremely plausible. And I assure you that we will take a look at it along the main submissions of what has been dished out to the public. We are part and parcel of this. I agree with you totally. We've given votes. And I don't want to agree that votes is not the essential thing. Vote remains the essential thing in every democracy. Because voice is the opinion of the voters. Voice the opinion of the populace. All right? And that's why, it's important. Yes, there's always a future. Those who do bad today, they will do tomorrow. Right?
Well, in APC, we're a unity, we're a united family. And that's why we come for this further consultation and insurance in the letter issued, I think, 4 or 5 days ago. A better consultation. We came for a better consultation, and the chairman and his team promised that they are going to look into the matter. And what is important and should be very clear to all of us that is this decision of the party or the president-elect or any other leader is a kind of advisory. But because the Constitution is very clear, Section 50(1) is very clear on what we should do, mandated us to do the business of the day. So, and even if we are advised of this way we are going, on that day we are going to vote on our conscience. And you cannot tell us not to do the voting because the Constitution very clearly said we should choose our leaders among ourselves. This Constitutional provision. And the zoning is an arrangement. It's understanding. So it required a dialogue, engagement, discussions, agreement, disagree, agree finally. That's what you come to tell the party that they are like this, so they need to do more. But at the same time, even if we say we agree, it happens so many times. In then 2019, the party do a lot of consultation, but one of us said no. Of course, we have too many nominations. And as God so have it, we, the majority, will have our way. And if he has the majority, he will have his way. So therefore, no matter what we agree, on that day is nomination. If you nominate, seconded, accepted, shikena. So voting. So who wins will be announced by the clerk. So what we are saying that there is not out of way, the decision to be taken is not out of way, the engagement to be done, contact to be done, better discussion to be done for a smooth take-up. None of us among the candidates are from other parties. We are from the APC, and we supported APC from A to Z. At least if nothing, we voted for ourselves, and we voted for APC presidential candidate, and which my board, his board, other board, calculated together and put the winning vote there. So therefore, we're not enemies in any way, except other people, they won't take it for granted, and other people want to take advantage of it, being close to President-elect and mention names now that after we have suffered together to ensure that we have get the winning president to become president. So therefore, we thank the national chairman for reception that we have gotten, and we are waiting for them to hear from them. But the final note, responsibility of National Assembly, as you all clear, as I said earlier, is the responsibility of parliamentarian. And there's a division of power between the executive, and parliament, as well as judiciary. Parliament post, judiciary in this court, and then executive. At any point in time, judiciary, they're in the middle, so that if there is any misunderstanding, they can be in the middle to settle. So therefore, these arms of government, the Constitution has clearly splitted their job, and our job on that day is for us to do the business of the day. That's election of the president.
What is due to North Central should be given to North Central. We are all legislators. We are the ones that are going to the floor of the Senate to canvass support for anybody. And we have made our points very clear that if the president, in his wisdom, decides to support the balancing of the secularity of this country, we in the North Central, we agree to it. And what next? We should be giving our own dues. That's all we're asking.
So are you still canvassing for the Senate president going to a priesthood?
I am still canvassing for that. And also canvassing that North Central should be able to have one of the leadership positions. That's my position.
Sir, in the Senate?
In the Senate.
That's the Deputy Senate President.
That's my position.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
So much.